Hey everybody, this is Jester coming to you with video number 3, live from my home office here in New Jersey. Wow, this one is a doozy. I tell you, this one is it's a hard one. It's a hard one in respects that it's so easy that it's hard. I think that we have been, in my personal opinion, we've been blessed with many gifts, and one of the gifts is the ability to be able to make a decision to do or not to do, and decision is a very, very great, awesome gift that we have, but many times it's not used to its fullest potential. Sometimes we take it for granted. So just as something is very easy to do and something is very easy to decide to do, is equally as easy not to do. So keep that in mind, because sometimes we get caught up into it, and sometimes we miss the fact that just as we decide not to do something, we can just turn it right around and we can decide to do it at our will. We have the power, we have the ability. It's our gift that was given to us to do. So this one is not going to be video not going to be too long, because it actually will take me a whole lot longer to really give you everything I need to give you from this one. But what I did was I pulled out some key pointers about the decision and setting your goal to have the best year ever. Okay, and I hope that you get some value out of this, and I hope that you, as I've said in previous videos, play this back over again, listen, write it down, and start to implement these things in your life. All right, so decision. Decision is deciding what you want to accomplish for the new year. Now, you've been thankful for the previous year. You have a nice, clear mind. You cleared out your personal space, your thoughts, you're all ready to go. Now you want to give a nice, realistic decision on what you want. And don't worry about how you're going to accomplish it at this point. Just make a decision that this is what you want, and you're going to do it. All right? Sometimes people get stuck in worrying about if they can or if they cannot do it. And you can't get caught into that, because the fact of the matter is, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're probably right. So you're probably going to go in that decision, in that direction. So don't get caught up into whether you can do it or not. Let's just make a decision on what it is that you want to accomplish. Okay? All right. Now, once you made a decision on what you want to accomplish, I want you to write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. Type it on your computer. Make a file for it. Write down the date that you decided that you want to accomplish this. And I want you to read it to yourself daily. Every day, read this goal, this decision to accomplish this goal to yourself every day. Okay, read it to yourself. Now, if you get bold and if you're comfortable, some people are not comfortable doing this next thing, but if you are comfortable, read it out loud. Read it out loud to yourself every day. Okay, maybe once in the morning when you wake up, and before you go to bed at night. Okay. And now, set a date for when you want to accomplish this goal. At what date in this upcoming year do you want to have this goal accomplished? Okay, once you have the date set, then you're going to set up some checkpoints to measure your progress as we're going along, because you don't want to just set a date for June and wait to June to check and see how you did. You want to set a date for June, and you want to check along the way towards the end of January, towards the end of February, towards the end of March, and you want to see how you're coming along to measure your progress to see if you're on track for reaching your goal. For example, we tend to not put that pressure on ourselves, but you have to track your progress. I mean, those of you that have kids, you do the same for your kids. Like your kids are in school, and let's say you have a kid in fourth grade. I mean, how many years do you want your kid to spend? What would you say a fair amount of time that you would want your kid to spend in the fourth grade? How much time would be fair, would you say? And most people would say, well, 1 year. Okay, so within that 1 year's time, what you're going to do is you're going to track their progress. That's why they have report cards, quarterly report cards to see how they're coming home. So if your kid comes home with a report card, D's and F's, you're going to light the fire to them to get them back on track, because they're off track for graduating for that 1 year's period of time. Am I right? All right, so you need to do the same for yourself, to have some checkpoints along the way for yourself. So you need to know whether you need to light the fire to yourself. All right, so there's checkpoints. Hope that makes sense. All right, and this is something else. Decide what you are willing to give or willing to do in return for achieving your goal. Decide what you're willing to give or willing to do in return for achieving your goal. Okay, you just can't say, oh, I want to make this goal. You got to say, all right, well, I'm going to have this goal. I want to reach it by this date, but I'm going to be willing to give, or I'm going to be willing to do these things along the way in order to achieve them. Okay, and that falls right into line with your checkpoints. So decide what it is. You just can't have something for nothing. You got to be willing to give in order to receive. Okay, and speaking on receiving, when you accomplish this goal, now come up with a reward for yourself for obtaining that goal. Okay, what are you going to do for yourself? Reward yourself for obtaining that goal. Okay, should be something really nice, and then it'll get you all set for moving on to your next goal, because it's an ongoing thing. It's a journey. Success is not a destination point. It's a journey. You're going to continue to do more and more things. So that's where we are for decision. Going to keep it short. Can get into a lot more things of decision, but I wanted to give you something that you can focus on and work on. So just as a recap, 1, you have to decide what it is that you want for the upcoming year. 2, once you decide it, you need to write it down and read it to yourself or read it out loud on a daily basis. Once you have that, I want you to set a date for when you want to accomplish the goal. After you set the date, you want to set up some checkpoints so that you can measure your results, so you don't stay in the 4th grade and be a sweat hog for 6 years. Okay? And after that, you're going to decide what you're willing to give, what you're willing to do in order to achieve that goal. And lastly, you're going to set a reward for yourself. You're going to give yourself a reward once you obtain that goal, because you will obtain it if you do these things and follow these things. All right? This is John Jester with another Freedom Tip. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, like and share. Let someone else know so someone else can help obtain their goal also. All right? Coming to you live from my home office here in Jersey. Talk to you soon. Good luck and peace, love, and soul. Just being silly. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.